4. Writing. Before you continue today's video, please watch 5e-1 vocabulary and then come back to this one. Writing an account of a true event. We will learn how to write a description of something true that happened to you. A. Discuss. Have you ever in your life done anything very embarrassing? I believe it happens to all of us. What was it? One day, while I was walking down the school hallway, heading towards the teacher's office, I almost fell on the floor. I didn't actually fall, almost. The floor was slippery and I looked very funny. I felt embarrassed. B. Read the account, read the description, and answer the questions. 1. When and where did the event take place? When and where did the event happen? 2. How did the writer feel during, while the event was happening, and at the end of his experience, at the end of what he has been through? 3. What is the purpose, what is the goal of each paragraph? How many paragraphs do we have? 1, 2, and 3. 3 paragraphs. What is the purpose of each one? 4. Why does the writer use direct speech? Where is the direct speech here? Look, nobody touched my coffee. These words are between quotation marks. Do you see these marks? Quotation marks. This is what we call direct speech. We have one right here. Hey, that's mine. This is direct speech. 5. Which tenses does the writer use? Tenses like past simple, present progressive. 6. Which linking words? Linking words like but, or, and, because, does the writer use and why? Now let's first read the account. A day I'll never forget. Probably, maybe, the most embarrassing thing I've ever done was 2 years ago. I was traveling by train. That's me on a train. Going from Paris to London with some friends from university. Fellow students. There were many people on the train, a lot of people, so I had to wait for almost half an hour, 30 minutes to get some coffee. As soon as I sat down, once I sat down, sat is the past of sit, with my coffee, I realized, I knew I needed to get something from my luggage. Luggage, repeat after me. Luggage means suitcase. So I said to my friends, nobody touch my coffee. Leave my coffee alone. And left. The past of leave. I went away. However, on my way back, while I was coming back to my seat, where you sit, I saw one of my friends sipping. When you sip, you drink a small amount of liquid. Not a lot, just a little, you drink a little. Sipping my coffee. I was furious, very mad, very angry. Hey, that's mine, I shouted. I said that very loudly and grabbed the cup. When you grab, you take hold of something very quickly and violently, which wasn't a good idea because I spilled the coffee all over him. Spilt when you make liquid flow accidentally, all over him, everywhere, on his shirt, on his pants, everywhere, and even on a few other passengers. You use even to emphasize on something unexpected. Passengers, people on a train, plane, car, and not the driver. But the worst thing was that the person with the coffee wasn't my friend. It just looked like him from behind. From his back, he looked a lot like my friend, very similar to my friend. My friends who were further up the train, they were sitting towards the front of the train, were laughing their heads off. Do you see this idiom? This is an idiom. Laughing their heads off. It means laughing too much. I immediately, without delay, apologized, said that I was sorry to the people, but they were still pretty angry. Pretty means very. What is the difference between pretty angry and very angry? Very is stronger. Pretty means not that much. With me, I wanted the ground to swallow me up. I was embarrassed. I'll never forget that day. Now, answer the questions. When and where did this happen? It happened on a train. And it happened 2 years ago. 2. How did the writer feel during the experience? He was very mad, very furious. At the end, he felt embarrassed. He wanted the ground to swallow him up. That means he was embarrassed. What is the purpose, the reason, the goal of each paragraph? Paragraph 1, which is very short, gives the background, when and where this happened, and the main characters, the main people. The main part, the long part in the middle, describes how the event started and developed, how it got complicated. The last part, the final part, describes the outcome, what happened in the end, the results of the event, and makes a short comment on it. I'll never forget that day. That is a comment. Why does the writer use direct speech here? Nobody touch my coffee. Hey, that's mine. Why? Why does the writer use this? To make you feel that you are in that account. You are living it. More realistic, more real. 5. Which tenses? He used past progressive and past simple. Read here. I was traveling. This is past progressive. I saw one of my friends. That is past simple. Only past simple and past progressive. Which linking words does the writer use and why? I highlighted them in green. He used so, as soon as, because, but, and however. Why? Well, as soon as means without delay, for time, but and however for contrast. When you try to link between two ideas different from each other. Because is for a cause, for a reason. So is for result. He uses them to make his writing flow, to make his writing move steadily and smoothly. C. Join the pairs of sentences using the linking words and phrases in the box. More than one answer may be correct. When you join, you make them one. You have two sentences, join them, make them one. More than one answer is correct, so maybe for the first one you can use this and this. Before we start, I want you to know or to remind you that we use when and as soon as with only past simple. Okay? Don't use it with past progressive. We use while and as with past progressive. Remember that, okay? Now the first one. I realized that Nasser was angry. I stopped laughing. What can we use? We can use as soon as or when. When I realized that Nasser was angry, or as soon as I realized that Nasser was angry, we can also use because. I stopped laughing because I realized that Nasser was angry. We can use so and say, I realized that Nasser was angry, so I stopped laughing. 2. Abdullah was running up the stairs. He fell and broke his leg. We can use while and use past progressive. We can also use as. 3. Bob took a taxi to work. He was late. We can use because he was late. We can also say Bob was late for work, so he took a taxi. 4. They left the room. The baby started crying. As soon as they left the room, the baby started crying. When they left the room, the baby started crying. 5. I start work at 9. I always get up at 8. We can use so or but. We can also use because. I get up at 8 because I start work at 9. 6. We had dinner, then we went out. We can use before. Before we went out, we had dinner. We can also use as soon as we had dinner, we went out. Writing task D. Think about a funny, embarrassing, or annoying experience. An experience that bothered you, that you have had, and write about it. Your account should be between 100 to 120 words. And here are a few tips for you before we start. When writing an account of a true event, remember to use the first person. What do we mean by that? It means use I or we. Divide, split your writing into paragraphs. Introduction, main part, and conclusion. Try to make your writing flow, continue smoothly by writing the events in chronological order. First things first. Which happened first, you put it first. Use past tenses, past simple and progressive. Using linking words and phrases. Expressing time like when, while, as soon as, before, after, during, etc. Contrast, but or however. Cause, you use because, or result, you use so or as a result. Try to make it interesting to the reader by using a variety of adjectives, a lot of different adjectives like surprised, furious, etc. Adverbs or adverbial phrases like suddenly, fortunately, to my surprise. Use idioms. I nearly jumped out of my skin. I wanted the ground to swallow me up. These are idioms. Direct speech, put them between quotation marks, questions and exclamations, a variety of structures, comparisons, relative clauses, passive voice, etc. Now it's our turn to write this account. Mine is 134 words. I know I was supposed to keep it between 100 and 120, but that was very difficult for me. It's already short the way it is. I couldn't actually make it any shorter. Let's read quickly. Last month, I was at a shopping mall with my brother, while my father was waiting in the car. We spent too much time shopping. So, my father called and said, "Get back to the car immediately." As soon as I hung up the phone, I told my brother that we should go back now. But he said, "Go now, and I'll catch you later." I hurriedly left the shopping mall and got inside the car. I nearly jumped out of my skin. I was really scared when the man in the car asked me, "Can I help you?" The car wasn't ours. The man wasn't my father. It was exactly like it. I apologized to the driver and got out of the car. Luckily, at that moment, my brother saw me and showed me where our father's car was. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.